All right, well, let's see how the 3D printed cubby shelf compares to a solid acrylic cubby shelf. Go ahead and pull this guy out. It's important to note that 3D printers are fantastic. They could definitely do great things that a laser simply cannot do. But there's also a flip side that a laser can definitely do great things a lot better than what a 3D printer can do. So today we're going to compare and just see what the difference is between a 3D printed cubby shelf versus a cubby shelf cut out of solid acrylic on a commercial grade laser. Cast acrylic to a 3D printed cubby shelf and just show what the differences are. So it's just going to be a very quick video showing a comparison between the two types of materials. These are miniature cut, and there's two reasons for that. First one being that a full-size cubby shelf, as you can see, significantly larger. A lot of your 3D printed cubby shelves are going to be cut in half, maybe 2/3, because they simply cannot build an entire cubby shelf on their build plate due to size limitations. Great example, let's take our cubby shelf. Doesn't fit. It hangs over at least an inch on that side, don't know how much on that side, so there's just no way. And this is square build sheet, so yeah, so you can't build an entire cubby shelf on a 3D printer. The other big difference is the quality and weight and feel. This is a solid material, and 3D printed is going to be a little hollow just because an infill rate. So going back to our 3D printer here, so you can see that this cubby shelf took 23 minutes to make. And that's with a 15% infill. So if you make the infill higher, it's just going to add to that time to make. So typically your vendors are going to use a lower infill rate just because it takes so long to print. And this is, I mean, when we compare it, that's not even half. So if you did a 15% infill, that'd be almost 50 minutes. So food for thought. Yeah, and then as far as the weight goes, we'll just do a quick weigh-in. So this material here is the cast acrylic, and we're going to come in 1.1 ounces, 0.3 ounces for the 3D printed version. So definitely a big weight difference there. And just overall, you can feel it. I mean, when it's you push down on it, I mean, that's a lot of resistance. It's just that solid material. 3D printed version, of course, this does not have the top layer because I want to be able to see the inside, but still, it's just hollow. You know, there's not too much structure on the inside there, so you're completely relying on the top and bottom layers to give you structure, unless you up the infill rate. So the last thing is the scratching. So if you take this tray here, you can see we scratched it. And then if we try to wipe it off, it's still there. If we go to our cast acrylic, scratch it, see a little bit, kind of came off my fingernail. Just barely see anything, if at all. So there you go. That's the difference between a cast acrylic and a 3D printed cubby shelf. Let's take these outside. I actually have some cuts here. I got a flat black, and then I also have our two different topographic designs. This is version 2, and then I have version 1 of our topo designs. So we'll take these out to the truck, and we'll see what they look like installed. All right, so we're going to go through the 3 different designs that we have. We do have a few more. We got the MagSafe and magnetic access and whatnot, but these are our most popular, which is just going to be our second version, topographic map design. And this is our standard cut, which features a USB hole, and then of course the finger lift. So when you're sitting here at the driver's seat, you really can't see that finger lift. At least I can't from my eyes. I think on the camera, you can see it just a little bit on the camera, but from my point of view, sitting here in the cab, I can't see that. So it looks very seamless other than the USB hole, which we do offer a delete option on that. So again, this is going to be our topographic version 2. This one coming up should be the first original version. Yep. So this is going to be the original topographic design. There you go. The original. And then this is our flat black, definitely one of our most popular ones, especially if you get it without the USB port. It just looks very, very seamless. We do offer this one with the magnetic option or the finger hole, which is standard right there. So very clean look, easy to use to be able to access your contents down below. That way you can keep all your important stuff all up on top and hide all the junk down below. There you go, Bucking Rabbit Company.